is a here we go on 6 million euros release clause, contract till 2030, 6-year deal. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, many things happening on the market, many crazy stories, so let's jump into it together. And so guys, many updates today on the market, many things happening. We know how important is the deadline end of the week for financial fair play. This is why many clubs are in a rush to close deals. Meanwhile, for financial fair play, an outgoing for Barcelona and a new signing for Chelsea, Marc Guiu, the talented striker. It was already a here we go days ago, but tonight Marc Guiu was in London to complete medical test. Everything successfully completed. Marc Guiu will sign on Friday as new Chelsea player. The contract will be valid until June 2030, and so Guiu leaves Barcelona and joins Chelsea. Is a here we go on 6 million euros release clause, contract till 2030, 6-year deal. So Marc Guiu is a new striker of Chelsea. One of many news we will mention today. I have my list here because it's full of news, full of updates, and a player who could leave Chelsea in the upcoming days and hours is Omari Hutchinson. Omari did very well last season in Championship at Ipswich Town, scoring goals, providing assists, the player of the season for the club. If they are now in Premier League is also thanks to the fantastic performances of Omari Hutchinson. But what we can say tonight is that Chelsea and Ipswich Town are close to reach an agreement on the permanent transfer of Omari Hutchinson. I told you 3 weeks ago that Chelsea had no intention to loan the player anymore, so the message was clear to German clubs, Dutch clubs, English clubs interested in the player. No chance for a loan, permanent transfer or nothing, and now the agreement is close. More than 20 million pounds, could be around 22, 23. Also, Chelsea are negotiating a big sell-on clause included in the deal. For Omari Hutchinson, there will be also the discussion on the topic of the add-ons, but no chance at the moment for a buy-back clause. So has to be a permanent transfer with sell-on clause, but no buy-back clause. This is the discussion between Chelsea and Ipswich Town for Omari Hutchinson. It's a crazy night on another deal, and it's for Dewsbury-Hall, the midfielder of Leicester City. What happened? Today, Dewsbury-Hall was in Brighton, and Moder, the player of Leicester, was in Leicester to join Leicester from Brighton to complete this swap deal. So Dewsbury-Hall to Brighton and Moder joining Leicester in a swap deal. Also an important compensation fee to Leicester, over 25 million pounds. So everything agreed between the two clubs. But then what happened? When the player were ready for medicals, and also I heard that Moder also completed medical test there, the point is that Chelsea called for Dewsbury-Hall. So Chelsea asked for informations on a deal to sign Dewsbury-Hall from Leicester City. We know that the manager of Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, was at Leicester last season, and so the feeling with the player is very good. He's a big fan of the player, and so basically what happened is that now Chelsea have the possibility to hijack the deal. The player is waiting to understand what happens at Chelsea. Brighton hope to complete the deal, so let's see what happens if they complete the swap deal with Brighton, or if Chelsea enters and hijacks the deal for Dewsbury-Hall. One to follow in the next 24 hours. No hijack at the moment at all for Juventus and Aston Villa. Everything is signed between Juventus and Villa for Douglas Luiz to join Juventus, and for Aston Villa to sign Samuel Ealing Jr., Enzo Barrenechea, and to receive 28 million euros as part of the deal. So everything is okay, medical test completed, and so Juve and Villa have closed the deal for Douglas Luiz to join Juventus, fantastic addition, and for Aston Villa to sign two talents like Samuel Ealing Jr., Enzo Barrenechea, and also receiving 28 million euros, important also for financial fair play. Also important to say, and here I have in the list, that for financial fair play, Barcelona are working on another outgoing, Mika Faye to Porto. This is something to be decided this week. While I'm talking on Thursday night, still nothing agreed between Barcelona and Porto. The distance on the fee is big, and also the message from Barcelona director Deco to Porto was quite clear. They want around 15-16 million euros and also a buyback clause for the next 2 years, so for summer 25 and 26, to bring back Mika Faye from Porto in case they want. Also, they want a sell-on clause in the deal, in case they don't buy back Mika Faye and in the future Porto sell Mika Faye to another club, Barca want an important sell-on clause. So negotiations ongoing between Porto and Barcelona. The player is open to the move, but still waiting to decide the two clubs. So Porto and Barca in contact for Mika Faye, but still no agreement. Barca want 15, 16 sell-on clause and buyback clause. So let's see what happens on that one. Let's see what happens also for Riccardo Calafiori, because we know that Bologna for the last 2-3 weeks were hoping to keep the player at the club, to say no to all the proposals, to have Riccardo Calafiori for Champions League football next season. Meanwhile, Bologna signed Juan Miranda from Real Betis as new left back. Riccardo Calafiori is playing as a centre back. So Bologna were hoping to keep Calafiori at the club, but the problem is that now, after fantastic performances at the Euros, especially against Albania and Croatia, the feeling of Bologna is that they have to look for another player in that position, because they expect now Calafiori to leave the club this summer. They tried to resist, but now the feeling is that it's almost impossible. Why? Because Juventus are still there. So Juventus still have Calafiori in their list. Juventus have the green light from the player since February. March, the player wants to go to Juventus because the manager, Thiago Motta, is there and because obviously is Juventus, but at the same time, Bologna and Juventus don't have a good relationship, especially the president, Saputo, because of the Thiago Motta story. So at the moment, let's see if Juventus will be able to reach an agreement with Bologna or not. It's not that easy. Meanwhile, Bologna are waiting for Premier League clubs to appear. Arsenal are keeping close eye to the player, interested, but still not a negotiation, still not making any bid or reaching out to Bologna, but keeping close eye to the player. Let's see if other clubs will enter, because Chelsea are still looking for a defender, left-footed and talented, and Calafiori is one of the best around. And also, we know that, for example, clubs like Liverpool, with the director Richard Hughes, who was following Calafiori when he was playing for Basel and for Roma, could be also a possibility. But keep close eye also on Arsenal. Let's see what Chelsea want to do, and Juventus are still there with the okay from the player. So an open situation for Riccardo Calafiori. Nothing open at Manchester United, because Erik ten Hag is staying as manager. We know that. The plan is very clear. The contract extension of Erik ten Hag will be signed in the next days. Everything is done. Ten Hag signs the deal at Manchester United. Ten Hag will have important power at Manchester United to decide together with the board on the transfer market. So it's not only the board deciding or only Erik ten Hag deciding. They will be together in planning the transfer window. But important to say that new deal is coming for Ten Hag, but also new people for the coaching staff. Benny McCarthy is leaving, and so who is coming? Ruud van Nistelrooy, exclusive news from last week, confirmed. Van Nistelrooy is returning to Man United as an assistant coach, and also Rene Hake, who is the manager of Dutch club Go Ahead Eagles, leaving the club as first manager to be part of the assistant coach staff of Erik ten Hag. So new people coming into the staff, new contract for Erik ten Hag, and the beginning of a new era at Manchester United with Erik ten Hag staying as a coach. While we have some other news to mention, Joselu, Real Madrid triggered the buy option from Espanyol, 1.5 million euros, but for the same amount of money, 1.5, will sell the player to Al Gharafa. So Joselu is leaving Real Madrid and going to Al Gharafa in Qatar. Nacho is official to Al Qadsiya in Saudi Pro League, 2-year contract for him. Olympique Marseille on fire on the market. Brassier for 11 million euros, loan with obligation to buy. Done deal. Ismael Koné joining from Watford. Two fantastic signings for Roberto De Zerbi, Benatia and Longoria at Olympique Marseille. Niakate is going to Olympique Lyon. Medical on Friday. Nottingham Forest will receive more than 20 million pounds for Moussa Niakate, who will sign a 4-year contract at the club. Wolves working to close on a deal for Strand Larsen, agreement with Celta Vigo for the talented Norwegian striker. They are prepared to pay an important amount of money, 30 million euros for Strand Larsen, now working to close. Also on personal terms with the player, it could be done really soon. And then keep close eye to a fantastic goalkeeper, Mamardashvili, because he's doing great at the Euros. He's leaving Valencia this summer. They want around 35-40 million euros. The player is absolutely open to move, so keep an eye on Georgi Mamardashvili. And so guys, see you soon here on the channel as always, but remember to send in all your comments. Many things to say today. Let me know your opinion here as always. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon with Fabrizio. Ciao!